Hi Nana. Today we will learn the comparison between ionization and electrolytic dissociation. So comparison between ionization and electrolytic dissociation. What is ionization? Ionization is nothing but the formation of ions. So the process of formation of ions is called as ionization. Then what is electrolytic dissociation? Dissociation means breaking down. Okay, breaking down. That means actually when already ions are present, so here in this case no need of formation of newly ions are not formed, already ions are existing. So simply here electrolytic dissociation is the process where the ions will separation of ions, breakdown of ions, or else breakdown of the substance into ions. So newly ions are not formed in this process, but whereas in ionization ions are formed newly. So the process of formation of ions is called as ionization, whereas the process of separation of ions from ionic compound is said to be electrolytic dissociation. Okay, so here actually formation of ions will take place from polar covalent molecules. Suppose HCl, let us take an example. HCl is a polar covalent molecule. So what happens? This polar covalent molecule, here it is actually covalent compound. So in covalent compound generally there won't be any ion. But this covalent compound will convert into ions. HCl will break down into, that means new ions are newly formed. In this case ions are newly formed. Okay, so whereas HCl does not contain any ion, but such compound will form into ions. So that means newly ions are formed. Let us take this one, separation of ions. So the process of separation of ions can be achieved either by heating, that means fusion. Fusion means melting. So upon heating the substance will melt, and what happens? Ions are get separated, or else in aqueous solutions the ions are separated. For example, take NaOH. NaOH already sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide already it is an ionic compound, Na plus OH minus. So here between sodium ion and the OH minus ion there is ionic bond. So this is an ionic compound. NaOH is an ionic compound where the sodium ion and OH minus ions are tightly held. Okay. So in NaOH already ions are present but they are tightly held. These ions are separated into Na plus and OH minus ions. The process of separation of ions from ionic compound, okay, either by heating or else by melting or fusion or in aqueous solutions. Suppose sodium hydroxide is kept in water. What happens? So this NaOH will break down into Na plus ions and OH minus ions. Already in this compound ions are present, but those ions are very tightly packed. But whereas here these are not ions. H plus ion, Cl minus ions are not there. Hydrogen and chlorine they are existing as atoms in this molecule. It is not an ionic compound. So here newly ions are created in this process. So such process is said to be ionization. Whereas electrolytic dissociation means already ions are present in that compound and those ions are separated, broken down. Okay, such process is said to be electrolytic dissociation. So this can be achieved on heating, that means on melting, or else in aqueous solutions also such thing is occurred. And here ionization, if you speak, ionization can be done either from the molecules, that means a molecule, particularly polar covalent molecules will break down into ions. Okay, that means newly ions are formed. So this is one process. And another process is, so neutral atom, from neutral atom also ions are formed. Okay, from neutral, conversion of neutral atom into ion either by addition of electron or deletion of electrons. For example, take calcium atom, it's a neutral atom. So this calcium atom will lose electrons. After losing electrons, it will convert into calcium ion. In the same way, chlorine atom, it's a neutral atom. After getting one electron, or else after addition of one electron, it will convert into chloride ion. So that means neutral atom will convert into ion. Here also neutral atom will convert into ion. So the process of conversion of neutral atom into ions either by losing of electrons or else by addition of electrons, deletion of electron or by addition of electron. So such process is also called as ionization. So ionization involves for example formation of, so in both the cases ions are newly formed, whereas electrolytic dissociation, so in this process ions are not newly formed, already ions are existing in the molecules and simply those ions are separated. Okay, such process is said to be electrolytic dissociation. Okay, now we will learn about electrochemical series. Electrochemical series. What is electrochemical series? Series means certain order. If certain things are arranged in certain order, then it is said to be series. See, actually a series of elements or ions arranged vertically, okay, a series of elements or ions arranged vertically based on what? Based on ease of loss or gain of electron. That means ease of loss of electron or ease of gain of electrons. So based on the ease with which an electron is lost or else ease with which an electron is gained by an element, so based on that that nature, okay, the elements are arranged vertically and that series is said to be electrochemical series. For example, if I write a series of metals, so potassium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead. Okay, see, hydrogen is taken as standard, already we learned this. Okay, copper, mercury, silver, etc. So already we learned about this metal activity series. So in metal activity series we learned this. See, actually if you see this in this series, so all the metals are arranged vertically. See, the metal which is placed at the top, it can readily lose electron when compared to the metal which is placed at the bottom. See, out of potassium and calcium, potassium can readily lose electron. Out of calcium and sodium, calcium can readily lose electrons. Out of sodium and magnesium, sodium can readily lose electrons. So that means here, as we move down the group in this metal series, what happens? The ease of loss of electrons decreases. That means at the top, the top metal can lose electron easily, whereas the metal placed below that top metal, it does not lose electron easily. It loses electrons somewhat difficulty. Okay, so like this. So based on ease of either loss or gain of electrons, if elements are arranged, then such series is said to be electrochemical series. So this is metal series. Okay. See, even metal ion series is also present. See, actually electrochemical series, it is classified into two types. Electrochemical series, it is classified into two types. Electropositive series, electropositive series, electronegative series. electropositive series, electronegative series. Okay, see, electropositive series, it is related to metals and metal ions, whereas electronegative series, it is related to non-metals. It is related to either metals or metal ions, whereas electronegative series, it is related to non-metal ions. It is related to non-metal ions. Okay, again electropositive series. In electropositive series, it is again classified into two types. The elements placed at the top of the electropositive series, elements placed at top of electropositive series, and elements placed on bottom of electropositive series. See, here if you take a top of electropositive series, again it is it may be of metal, it may be of metals or else metal ions. It may be of metals or metal ions. See, now we have seen about the metals. Even metal ions are also present. See, K plus Ca plus 2, the same metals, but okay, so we'll write their ions. Okay, see, if you this is called as metal electropositive series and metal ion electropositive series. Okay, so there is a difference between the top of electropositive series and the bottom of electropositive series. The metals that can ionize readily, see, at the top, these metals can be they can ionize readily. That means they can lose electrons readily and convert into positive ions. Okay, and that is related to metal electropositive series. Okay, at the top. And metal ion electropositive series, this is called as metal ion electropositive series. Here, in this case, the metal ions which are present at the top, they cannot discharge easily, because if you see K plus ion, after gaining electron, what happens? It converts into potassium. That means this ion, it is losing its charge and converting into neutral atom. So that process is said to be discharge of ions. Okay, the metal ions which are placed at the top of the metal ion series, the ions which are placed at the top of the metal ion series, they have very less discharging ability. That means they cannot discharge easily. With great difficulty, they undergo discharge. That means potassium will convert into K plus ions difficulty. Okay, but calcium, when compared to potassium ions, the calcium ions can convert into neutral calcium ion somewhat easily. When compared to calcium ion, sodium ion can convert. That means can discharge. Okay, into sodium metal easily. That means as we move down, what happens? The ease of discharge increases. In the metal ion series, electropositive series, so at the top, the ions which are placed at the top, okay, they are not readily, they cannot readily undergo discharge. They undergo discharge with great difficulty, because if you see the potassium ion and potassium, out of these two, this one is more stable when compared to potassium. When this one is more stable and this one is less stable, so always the potassium want to be in the more stable state only. So as this is the more stable state, what happens? It does not like to convert into less stable state potassium metal. In its ionic form only it is more stable. Hence it does not like to convert into potassium metal. That means it does not lose its charge. That means it does not discharge easily. The metal ions which are placed at the top of the electropositive series, they are stable in ionic form when compared to the metallic form. So that is why they cannot, they does not readily undergo discharge. Discharge means loss of charge and becoming neutral atom. Okay. Right, if you see at the ions which are placed at the bottom of the metal ion electropositive series, see these ions they are somewhat less stable in their ionic form. So that is why what happens, they will discharge, they will convert into ions, these ions they will convert into metals readily, whereas the ions which are placed at the top of the series, okay, these ions they like to exist in the ionic form only. They does not like to undergo discharge, whereas the metals which are placed at the bottom, they readily undergo discharge, because these metal ions, they are not stable, they are not that much stable when compared to their metallic form. But here these metal ions are stable when compared to their metallic form. Okay, so like this. So that means at the top of the electropositive series, the cations, these are called as cations. Okay, the cations which are formed, these are the cations. They are discharged with great difficulty. So the top of the metal ions, they discharge with great difficulty. Okay, hence are placed at the top. Okay, if you see the metal electropositivity, the top of the electropositive series of the metals that are that can ionize readily. See these metals, what happens? These metals, they are less stable in their metallic form. So that means they can readily ionize and become more stable form. Whereas the metals in the electropositive series, the metals which are placed at the bottom of the electropositive series, these metals, they are not stable in their they are stable in their metallic form. Hence they does not readily lose electrons, okay, to become cations. Okay, that means the metals which are not readily ionized are placed at the bottom of the series. Okay, the metals which are not readily ionized are placed at the bottom of the series, whereas the metals which are readily ionized, okay, that can ionize readily, okay, they are placed at the top of the series. Okay, right. See, if you speak about the non-metallic series, electronegative series. Electronegative series is made up of non-metal ions. If you speak about this electronegative series, non-metal ions, SO4 minus 2. That means, so this is more stable. This form is more stable. It does not like to lose its charge. Okay. NO3 minus, F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus, OH minus. So this order is important. Okay, the non-metal ions which are placed at the top, what happens? They discharge with maximum difficulty. That means when they are placed at the top, the non-metal ions which are placed at the top, so they does not like to discharge easily. They want to be in their form. in their original form. Discharge with maximum difficulty. Okay, so here also electronegative series or non-metal ion series. So again we can simply say, I mean here no need of dividing like this. See, we can say like this: the metals, the non-metal ions which are placed at the top, they does not readily undergo or discharge, whereas the non-metal ions which are placed at the bottom will readily undergo discharge. For example, if SO4 minus 2 is there and OH minus ion is there, so out of these two, which one will lose electrons easily? OH minus ions will lose electrons easily when compared to SO4 minus 2 ions at anode. So generally these are anions. Anions will move towards the anode during the electrolysis. So for example, suppose if this is electrolytic cell, so actually this is what? This is a battery. Okay, so this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal. Okay, negative terminal is called as cathode. So this is what? This is cathode, and positive terminal it is connected to anode. It is anode. So here what happens? Suppose this is the electrolyte. Okay, so if this electrolyte contains both ions, these two ions, OH minus ions and SO4 minus ions, suppose, what happens? So which one will move towards which one will move out of these two? If both are present in this solution, so which one will move towards the anode readily? OH minus ion will move towards the anode readily because OH minus ion is placed at the bottom of the series. When SO4 is placed at the top and OH minus ion is placed at the bottom. So the one which is placed at the bottom will readily undergo discharge. That means it loses its charge. What is its charge? It is negative charge. How does it loses its charge? That means in the form of electrons they lose. For example, now I will compare chloride ion and OH minus ion. After chloride ion and OH minus ion, which one will readily lose electrons? Suppose if chloride ion and OH minus ions both are present in the electrolyte. So what happens? So this is anode. So out of these two, which one will move towards the anode easily? The one which is placed at the bottom will move towards the anode easily. Okay, so that means here it undergo discharge. The discharge with maximum easy. The one which is placed at the bottom will undergo discharge easily. That means it will move towards the anode readily. So the one which is placed out of these two, when you compare these two, so this is placed at the top. Hence, it will move towards the anode and it undergo discharge with great difficulty when compared to OH minus ions. Okay, because it is placed as OH minus ion is placed at the bottom. So the anions which are placed at the bottom will discharge with maximum easy. That means easily it will lose electrons. So like this we can discuss about the electrochemical series. So this electrochemical series, I mean it is nothing but a series of elements or ions arranged vertically based on ease of loss of electrons or ease of gain of electrons. So generally loss of electrons it is done by metals and gain of electrons it is done by non-metals. Selective discharge of ions. See, what is a discharge? Discharge of ions. Discharge means, so removal of charge. Or loss of charge. Okay, that means removal of charge or loss of charge. So So what is the meaning of charge? Charge means it may be based on the charge. So the ions may be classified into two types. What are they? Cations and anions. Okay, cations. Cations, how do they remove their charge? Cation means positive ions. So the cations remove their charge or else lose their charge, okay, by gaining of electrons. Okay, they undergo discharge. Cations discharge by gain of electrons, whereas anions they discharge by loss of electrons. So like this. So that means if the ion is cation, the discharge of cation means gaining of electrons by the cation. Discharge of anions means loss of electron by anions. So gaining of electrons, it is nothing but what? Reduction. Reduction. So here discharge of cation is a reduction process, whereas discharge of anion is a oxidation process. Okay, this is reduction process and this is oxidation process. The process of discharge of ions, it may be either oxidation or else it may be reduction. The cation, if it undergo discharge, then the process is said to be reduction. The anion, if it undergo discharge, then it is said to be oxidation process. So now, what is the meaning of selective discharge of ions? So the term selective, it comes whenever there is a competition. Whenever there is a competition, then we use the term selective. That means here, when competition means, suppose if two anions are there, or else if two cations are there, or else more than one cation or more than one anion are present, then the competition exists between cations, or else the competition exists between between the anions. So here what happens, which cation out of so many cations, different types of cations, which cation will undergo discharge? Suppose if more than one anion is there, then which anion will undergo discharge? For example, if K plus ion is there, Na plus ion is there. After these two cations, which cation will undergo discharge? So preferentially, Na plus will undergo discharge when compared to K plus. So that is called as a preferential discharge. Preferential discharge. Okay, preferential discharge. That means when there are more than one cations, so the discharge of only one cation will take place. Preferentially, only one cation will undergo discharge and the other cation does not undergo discharge. So that discharge is said to be preferential discharge or else selective discharge. Suppose if there are two anions, Cl minus and OH minus ion, so which anion will undergo discharge? Which anions will lose electrons readily? So out of these two, one of the ion will undergo discharge readily when compared to the other. So that means such a preferential discharge is said to be selective discharge. That means, see, the selective discharge, when does it occur? When an electrolyte contains two or more cations or anions, two or more cations or two or more anions, then preferential discharge takes place. Preferential discharge, that means only Out of those two cations, only one cation will undergo discharge and other cation does not undergo discharge. So that is called as a preferential discharge. Preferential discharge of one particular ion, of one particular cation or else anion, one particular cation at cathode. Cation always undergo discharge at cathode, and preferential discharge of anion preferential discharge of one particular anion at anode. One particular anion at anode. Okay, is called preferential discharge. Okay, it is called as preferential discharge or else selective discharge of ions. Preferential discharge or else selective discharge. Selective discharge, okay, of ions. Okay, see, why only one ion is undergoing discharge? Why not the other ion is not undergoing discharge? Okay, one ion is preferentially undergoing discharge, whereas the other ion is not undergoing discharge. What is the reason? There are certain factors, okay, which depend upon those factors, the preferential or else selective discharge of ions takes place. That means the selective discharge of ions, or else the preferential discharge of ions, okay, depends upon certain factors. Okay, so we learn those factors which affect the selective discharge of ions. So particularly there are three factors which helps in selective discharge of ions. Okay, so what are those three factors we will learn? So we will learn those three factors in detail. See, selective discharge of ion depends upon certain factors. So, what are those factors? Factors influencing selective discharge of ions. So, the first factor is relative position of ions in the electrochemical series. So, that means, for example, K plus, Ca plus 2, Na plus. See here, Na plus is preferentially discharged over K plus or Ca plus 2. That because it is placed below these two. Okay, the ion which is placed at the bottom generally will undergo preferential discharge. That means relative positions. Okay, relative position of ions in the electrochemical series. So that is one of the factor. Next, concentration of ions in the electrolyte. Out of, for example, if these two ions are present in the electrolyte, out of these two ions, so which ion is present in more amounts? The concentration of which ion is more? So depending upon the concentration of ion, so the discharge, selective discharge of ions takes place. So when Na plus ions are more, when compared to K plus ions, then Na plus ions will undergo discharge comparatively. Suppose if K plus ions are more than Na plus ions, then K plus ions will undergo discharge. So that is concentration of ions in the electrolyte will also influence the selective discharge of ions. and the nature of anode. So this is the third factor. So like this, these are the factors influencing selective discharge of ions. So we will learn about these factors. We will learn about these factors one by one. So first of all, we will learn about the relative position of ions in the electrochemical series.